An investment in North Carolina's public safety as Governor Josh Stein is asking the General Assembly to pass a critical needs budget to give state law enforcement $211 million. WBTV's Katie Solt joining us now live at Central Piedmont Community College, where the governor spoke earlier today. So, Katie, what was his message to lawmakers?
Well, the governor says without that crucial money, we are losing qualified officers who keep us safe. Highway Patrol and the State Bureau of Investigation say this also makes recruiting qualified candidates an uphill battle.
Saving lives is what heroes do.
In order to do that, Governor Josh Stein says the General Assembly needs to pass a critical needs budget to fund state law enforcement agencies. His ask, $211 million to help raise starting salaries for the State Bureau of Investigation, Highway Patrol, and the Department of Adult Correction.
Every time we lose a trooper, we lose years of experience and leadership that help keep our highways and communities safe.
The troopers say they are out in the community and on college campuses like Central Piedmont Community College to try and get recruits. But they say even with that active presence, it's still a challenge. Stein says right now North Carolina ranks 49th in starting salaries for state troopers and correctional officers, leading to large-scale vacancies when people leave for other departments or simply leave public safety altogether.
Other agencies are paying more money right now, so it's tougher out there than it was in the past.
Stein says as they wait for the General Assembly to pass a full budget, these critical funds need to get approved now so people across the state can stay safe.
It's hard work. It's underappreciated work. It's dangerous work. But it is meaningful and essential work. I urge the General Assembly to invest in our law enforcement officers because nothing is more important than keeping our people safe.
The full General Assembly convenes on Monday, April 6th. Live in Charlotte, Katie Solt, WBTV, on your side.